I've never seen something have like be deflationary and have automatic buy pressure. That's why it's like I'm saying we're like pushing the bounds of crypto. Like,
Can you explain the buy and burn function for us dum-dums? Sure. In the Uniswap v2 code, there's a line called the fee2 line. The fee2 line allows you to set an address. That setting of the address activates some other variables. Those variables, by default, Uniswap take 15%, I believe. Well, anyway, so then the Uniswap v2 audited awesome code allows you to peel off whatever amount you want to an address. And that's what PancakeSwap does. It's what SushiSwap does. It's what QuickSwap does. It's what Trader Joe's does. The issue with that is that you now get a bunch of random ERC20s in an address, and then some admin has to come along and do whatever the business logic is that was advertised. And I consider that a point of failure, and I don't like it. I don't like admin keys. I'm in this for decentralization. I'm in this for removing middlemen. I'm in this for removing counterparty risk. I'm in this for efficiency and to make the world a better place. And if you can get rid of admin keys, it's a beautiful thing. So instead of sending the fee, it's called a platform fee in their documentation. Instead of sending that to a single address, I would like to see and have the design intention to have it sent to a contract. And now the issue is who can call the contract. And so the magic is you can make the contract have public functions that are allowed to. So in Hex, we have this. It's called good accounting. Anyone in the world can call the good accounting function for an expired stake to stop it from incurring penalties. And so I know that you can have public functions that anyone can call that do useful business logic things. And so this contract would be locked to only purchasing PulseX from the PulseX exchange. And you would choose, as the person paying the gas and running the function, which pairs and therefore which coins you want to use as inputs to swap in the exchange router in PulseX into PulseX. So, I mean, you probably see tons of volume on the PulseX Pulse pair or the PulseX bridged in USDC pair. So on those pairs, you would just, you would run once per function, unless someone wrote code to like do batches. And you would say, hey, contract, I want to run on this balance, this ERC20 balance, this contract address. I want to perform the buy and burn function. And you pay your gas. And then this contract goes and calls the exchange contract and says, hey, swap this random ERC20 that was fee in the fee contract address into PulseX and then burn it. And so the contract that got the fees and you chose which coin is going to go get swapped in the exchange router, which is just what every swap does. It uses the router. And then that's going to take the ERC and route it however it needs to then add on the PLS side. So if you were swapping it, like if it ended up swapping on the PLSX pair, then it would pump up and add PLS in order to extract PLSX, and then that would be burnt. So the contract would say, take this ERC20 that was harvested or earned as a fee, as a platform fee, go swap it for PulseX and burn it.
all those other AMMs, like you can go like each one has its own like issues, but most of them they just inflate and they have to like counteract it with some buy and burn. But there's so much new inflation that people who are just holding it get diluted. And so people are just constantly selling it because it's the inflationary token of the system, whereas PulseX has the two token system where one is just constantly getting bought up. And then there's just the other inflationary token. But no one has ever seen, like, I think we're going to have more volume than any other DEX.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Within agreed. At least, like, it might take a few months to do that, but we have 10,000x more pairs to be traded on. It's like, okay, well, there's going to be volume on those pairs. And that's pairs that no other DEX has had because we have the PRC20, ERC20 pairs. You know how there's like aggregators on Ethereum, so you get like across all the liquidity pools, then you get the best deal?
Yeah.
All right, you like that? Well, we got we just instantly aggregated everything at the start. So it's like we just have an aggregator. We just aggregated all the sushi liquidity, all the Uni
PulseX is the
liquidity.
aggregator.
It doesn't actually aggregate, but there's no liquidity in those other pools.
Right.
So what are you going to aggregate? An extra $10? Nope, we just already have it. So it's the best. It has more liquidity than even one of those individual ones that would have came over. If we just let them have the deployed amount back to them, we combine. It's like taking Sushi's liquidity and Uni's liquidity and just going, you know what, smash them together, add it together. But now it's in one DEX. That's what we did.